This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by HostGator. Rawr. Today on TRS, it's time to come up with our top 10 movies of the summer in our summer movie wager.
Totally Rad Show.
Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad Show.
It is that time again
Of the year.
Woo. It is the 6th annual summer movie wager, 3rd annual with Totally Rad Show versus Slash Film. We have Peter Soretta here representing Slash Film, although I believe Jermaine's going to write in.
Yeah.
So Jermaine from the site's going to write in.
Time flies. It seems like I was just here like yesterday
You
doing
were.
the first one.
You were.
Time does fly.
Yeah.
I can't remember who won last year.
Oddly sober. God, that year. Time does fly. I can't believe.
Yeah. I feel like I won last year.
You might have won.
You might have.
Yeah,
I think
because
you
I
did.
remember I did MacGruber so bad in 2011.
You got.
that
I remember you nailed Harry
I nailed
Potter.
Harry Potter, yeah.
those, and so the way we do this is we follow the time travel reviews summer movie wager, where it's a point-based system. So it's not just who got more right. You get 10 or 13
10
points
if
for
it's
nailing number 1
or 10.
nailing number 10 on the nose, and then it subsequently gets less points as you get further away from being right. So 5 points for being 1 away, and
I think
2
it's
points for,
10
so-
if you nail in the slot, not 1 or 10.
Right.
And then it's 5 if you're 1 away, and 1 if it appears on your list and it is on the list.
Well, it's 3 and then
Something like that,
Yeah. So
whatever.
anyway,
There are
so,
rules.
so it's a point-based
We don't
system.
follow.
It's very much a game. It's not like whose order is sort of close and whatever. It's like, or I'm sorry, the order is higher than
Being on the list.
Being on the list at all. So we have a top 10 and then 3 dark horses.
Yep.
You get points if the dark horse is anywhere on your list.
Exactly. Last summer was bizarre.
Yeah.
Last summer
Yeah.
there was, superhero movie to superhero movie,
Green
sequel
Lantern,
after sequel.
Captain America,
We do
X-Men
have-
First Class. Yeah, it was crazy.
This year's plenty of sequels,
Plenty of
but there
superhero movies.
are plenty of superhero movies, but
But there's a lot of contenders.
there's
Yeah.
Like I took the list of the summer movies and narrowed it down to. I mean, you have to make 160 million to make the top 10. I narrowed it down the list of movies that's coming out this summer to movies that could make 160 million. I had 25 movies.
Wow.
So I don't.
Yeah, he's a little more analytical than I was. I just went. I didn't know any general numbers or.
Oh, more than that, though, even above and beyond that, I'm so much more excited for this summer than I ever was last summer. I mean, I knew that Transformers and Pirates were going to be sort of stinkers, and it just wasn't jazzed.
Thor and Captain America.
I did have Thor and Captain America, and I was excited about both of those, and I had high hopes for Green Lantern, although that underperformed for me. But
Well, I think for everybody.
I think overall, there are so many more movies here that I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing than I have in past
And
years.
the thing I was going to say is, you know what are contenders? Some non-sequels.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
1, Peter, what is your number 1 movie this summer?
If you don't have The Dark Knight at number 1, you've lost. You really
I'll be
like.
seeing myself out.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, Dark Knight. I mean, the original Dark Knight, not Dark Knight Rises, was one of the highest-grossing films of all time. It was like the first film to go over $1 billion, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. So
I have it.
I think that
I have it second.
Me too.
Well, Dark Knight is my number
And I
1.
think
well,
it's
then
because-
that keeps me into. I know what your number 1 is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally. Which
So-
is, I think, is probably your number 2.
Yes.
But the reason why I have it number 2 is because I feel like there was so much made of the Dark Knight that then post Dark Knight's release, we got a lot of criticism for the Dark Knight. A lot of criticism.
Not really, though.
We did.
There was a backlash.
There was a backlash. But here's the thing.
That's a
I don't
vocal minority.
Well, but this is why I don't think it's going to, because it's contending with what I believe is going to be the number 1, which is the Avengers, which I feel like is such a wider swath of people. If you're a Hulk fan, if you're a Captain America fan, if you're any of those guys' fans, you're going to see that. If you're not a Batman fan, you've already seen the Avengers. You may not, you know what I mean? Plus, there's a lot of stuff with the Bane voice stuff. I mean, it hasn't been a smooth sail.
The Avengers is like the sequel to
Every
6
movie.
different other
Yeah.
movies.
And by the
so-
way, Inception, like the Dark Knight Rises.
But Inception wasn't It wasn't.
Top 10?
No, but it wasn't the number one movie.
No, but
I'm
Well,
just saying.
I struggled with this, and I have Avengers 1 and Dark Knight 2.
And I could very well have easily had Dark Knight
Yeah.
1, Avengers 2.
I struggled with it, and I went back and forth, and I think it's going to be one of the combination of either going to be 1 or 2, Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I just feel like it has more potential to be a disappointment, and I think there's some odd things in play, and it's later in the season, and a lot of things can happen. So
Dark Knight is my number 1 as well, and Avengers is my number 2, and I'm sure Avengers is your number 2, right? Right. And but I think the thing that you guys are talking about is the mistake I made last year with Harry Potter, where I felt like I'm not really seeing anything about it. I'm feeling a little bit of fatigue. We're not really talking about it. I think maybe now people are like, nope. Highest grossing movie, like number 1, people are out there, and
Could very well be right.
We shall
freaking Dark
see.
Knight is
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. Shall see.
All right, so the number 3.
Number 3, I picked Men in Black 3.
Wow.
The reason
Yes.
please.
being
Will Smith?
is it's in 3D, so
That's-
higher ticket prices. It's being marketed as a 3D movie, and the first one made 250 million. The second one made like somewhere around 200 million.
How long
Like,
ago
that's-
was that?
That was 10 years ago.
Yes.
That was a lot more moviegoers per the ticket price.
Well, I'm not, but it's in the back of people's minds. The
what-
15-year-old kid was 5 when that came out.
Yeah, but this is a movie that appeals to the flyover states as well as
Well, but
Will
here's
Smith,
the thing.
And Will Smith. You
It's
said
on
it,
my
Will
list.
Smith.
It's on my list.
It's on my list.
really far down on my list.
Yeah.
me
My
too.
third is Brave.
Oh, I don't think Brave is gonna. My third is Ice Age 4, and I do think
Ice Age 4 is on my list as well.
I think it's time. I think it's definitely time in the list for a kids movie.
Brave.
Although I think Avengers is a kids movie in a lot of ways, but I think Brave. First of all, Pixar. This isn't Toy Story. First of all,
No, of course not.
And second of all, the Pixar movies that are new IPs, they tend to not be in that top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And this is a female protagonist, which is traditionally very difficult for any animation studio to have a huge hit with.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Even though she's very boy friendly and it's very
Yeah,
action
it's true.
friendly, I think it could be problematic.
Yeah, and the Ice Age movies have made almost $200 million each, so
Yeah.
I mean, you could be up there.
They have been.
Men in Black and Ice Age are my 8 and 9.
The third Ice Age went down a little bit from the second one, but I think it's a really, really, really smart pick.
What did you pick?
My number 3 is not like you guys. G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe's also on my list.
You know,
Gee.
G.I. Joe is not
That's a-
even on my list, and not even in my dark horses.
Wow.
You have
feel
to- you have to
horrible
make
about it.
Sounds like
sacrifices.
somebody had a retaliation against G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
No, I actually am very excited for the G.I. Joe
I'll tell you
sequel,
what.
but I just don't think. I think there was a lot of negativity to the first one.
Oh, yeah.
There is, but first one made money, and to me, this is Fast 5 was number 4 last year, and this I just see G.I. Joe as a very same kind of movie as Fast 5.
And that's why I put it as
it's
number 10
also
on
a
mine.
sequel.
number 10 on mine as
2,
well.
it's
Smart, 'cause
but Fast
smart.
5 was number 4 last year.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be
G.I.
number
Joe comes
4.
out earlier. Sure, I mean not earlier than Fast 5, but it comes out early in the
Yeah.
season, as some of these others that we're gonna have on our lists, and it just operates in the like pure fun. Masculine, like I think that people are gonna love to go see this. I don't
But I
think
feel
it's
like
gonna
that
be
movie is
dour
already-
like other event movies.
You know what
are.
also is weird? Is 2 Channing Tatum movies come out on the same day.
Oh, Magic Mike.
Yeah. Weird, right?
Yeah.
But it's totally different movies.
Yeah.
So
Very
what about,
But the other
what
thing you
about
got to
4?
compete with
Because we
is
haven't had what is my number 4, which I think is probably going to be on somebody's list, Battleship.
It's not on my list.
Not number not on. Not.
Really?
I had some real trying to figure out if
Battleship
that was
is gonna
I don't
come
know.
out next in the next couple weeks. It's another Earl, so you have a lot of time for it to make money. But there's been a mixed word of mouth.
I think it's going to be a
I thi-
stinker.
I think
I
you
think it's
could
going to be a
right. I don't
stinker.
know.
I think it's going to be a horrible movie, but I think
it
it's
looks
going to
great.
do well.
My number 4 was Brave.
Okay, there you go.
So-
I agree
And
with
my
that.
number 4 was Ice Age.
My number 4 is Amazing Spider-Man. I
That's
think
my
people-
number 5.
I think people are underestimating. There's a lot of talk about Dark Knight and Avengers, and people underestimating. People love Spider-Man.
People
Kids
love Spider-Man, but
There seems to be lackluster buzz for this one.
and there's it's an unknown for summer blockbusters. It's an unknown cast and an unknown director.
yeah.
It's not but it is Spider-Man.
Is Spider-Man on your list?
It is on my list.
Okay. Where
Much-
is it on
much
your list?
lower.
Much lower?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're up to
My number.
5.
I said Brave. Yeah. What was your number 4?
Ice Age.
Ice Age,
Ice
but
Age.
my number 5 is Spider-Man.
Ooh,
My
see?
number 5 is Spider-Man as well.
My number 5 is Madagascar 3,
Interesting.
which I think.
But Madagascar 2
You could win with these.
tanked.
No.
What?
No,
I thought that was the one that like totally tanked.
No, they've been making
No,
money.
they all
They've
made-
been making 170, 180
Yeah.
million each. So I that's why I put it at number 6.
Interesting.
Well, my number 5 was Spider-Man, and I swapped it late in the game.
Oh, bad
Yeah.
choice.
Are we allowing that? Are we allowing that? Judges?
No.
I mean, not in the,
Not in this
right
game.
now, but
I'm just kidding.
What'd you swap it with?
Snow White and the Huntsman.
I have that as 7.
So I think this is high on the list for a number of reasons. It's not a sequel, which is
7 reasons.
very
All of them
scary.
dwarves.
Yeah.
No, I think
All of
this
them
is
start with Kristen
also.
Stewart.
I think Kristen Stewart, love, romance, Twilight, big, as well as masculine action, and I think it's got the like Dark Knight or the Batman Begins of previous years, where like this is a unique movie,
Yeah.
unique take on on an old story. Families will go to it, and
Is
it's
there-
visually gonna,
Did anybody else have it on their list? Snow
Yeah,
White?
I had
mine's
it-
number 7.
I had it on my dark horses, and you've kind of sold me. I wish I.
It's on my dark horses
put
as
it
well.
on
It's on my
higher.
dark horse. 6. That's where my MIBs live. And
I put The
6.
Bourne Legacy.
Dude, that comes out in late August.
You come out in late
Or it comes out in August.
You come out. in
Also,
August.
it doesn't have the star of the Bourne movies in it, which is kind of a big deal. I
But it
think.
is a Bourne movie.
It is a Bourne
Yeah, it is
movie.
Bourne
But it
movie.
just comes out too late in the season.
I don't know, dude.
Oh, my number 6 is Ice Age.
Mine's Madagascar, just because I think it's
Interesting.
going to make that money.
7 is, as I said, Snow White and the Huntsman.
7.
Yeah.
Brave is where I think.
So you
Brave.
put that there, okay.
Yeah.
7 is Madagascar for me.
My number 7 is I'm taking a chance because we don't even know if it's rated R or PG-13. But
boy.
there's so much excitement amongst all my friends for Prometheus.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a
it's just-
dark
that's
horse.
my-
It's on my dark horse.
It's my number 9.
It's another one that I don't consider a sequel. That I consider like a thing. It's on my list in the Inception slot.
I put that as a dark horse.
That's my number 9 as
I
well.
just don't know if it makes a poop ton of money. Like
That's why it's a dark horse.
yeah. So what's your 8, Jeff?
I said my 8. My 8 was Brave, and my
your
9
8
is
is Brave.
Prometheus.
Okay. My 8 is Spider-Man,
Interesting.
and my 9 is Prometheus.
Interesting.
My 8 is Seth MacFarlane's Ted.
Interesting.
Just because I saw a trend last year, Bridesmaids made 170 million.
Yes.
Hangover 2 made 254 million. So
Yeah.
there needs to be an R-rated comedy in the list.
This is exactly the
funny.
dilemma I had. I looked at this list over and over and over, and I said, "Where's the comedy? Where's the
Yeah.
comedy
It's
that
either
people?"
this or the Adam Sandler
Or,
movie.
or
and I'm
neighborhood
not-
or
I don't-
neighborhood
not gonna be-
watch.
Nah.
It was
Or-
Ted or Neighborhood Watch.
or
Neighborhood Watch, yeah,
or
yeah.
the one that I thought it comes out late and it might be a stinker, but I put it as a dark horse. The Campaign.
What the hell
Will
is that?
Ferrell, Zach
Versus Zach,
Galifianakis.
Oh.
It could
well,
be
So
something.
my 8, 9, 10 were where I put Men in Black 3, 8, Ice Age 4, 9, and G.I. Joe 2 is 10.
Yeah. So
That's where I sort of put those things that you guys put way
my
higher
10
than me,
was
and I'm
Ted as
nervous.
well, and it seems like we should have this comedy higher. I think that, I personally think it's going to be the funniest movie ever made. But I
Personal
and I
opinion.
think personal
But
opinion.
nobody-
And
Please go ahead.
I think it seems like it's like I think of any of the comedies that come out, this has to be the one. It seems like it's low as 10 on my
Yeah.
list, but yet I can't.
Nobody believes in the dictator. Nobody likes the dictator.
No,
I don't have it on
tried
my
to
list.
put it on my list somewhere.
I didn't
I'm
either.
surprised that none of you guys put.
And you gotta think Bruno didn't do that well,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
Yeah. So my only other dark horse, which is on now nobody's list, is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, that's on my list.
no star.
Yeah, but it could be that
idea.
weird
know.
thing. You know
It
what I
would
mean?
do.
That's why I
Abraham-
put it on my dark
I think that
horse.
movie makes a ton of money in October or
Yeah.
in spring.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it makes money. My dark horse were Battleship, Men in Black 3, and Born Legacy.
Wow,
Just,
Men in Black 3 is a dark horse, Dan. That's surprising to me.
Well,
Yeah.
it's got a shot.
I haven't
mean,
even, my-
that way I get.
My number 9 was Born Legacy. I just think like the Born series has made, roughly 170 per film. I mean that's.
Yeah.
I mean it doesn't have Matt Damon, but I got to see like an early trailer at CinemaCon, and like they're pushing it as it's in that world, and
Yeah.
things that are going on in the Born series are happening.
Affecting it, yeah.
So
That's
I
cool.
think it could sell some people on it. And number 10, I put Pixar's Brave. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's gonna do well.
Seems
It's just
really
it's
low
a tough.
for a Pixar movie. Wasn't Cars the most underperforming Pixar movie, and it's still like
Yeah.
it was number 6 that year.
It's just a tough sell. I think I'm getting
agree,
a lot
it's
of
a tough
people that
sell.
say that
3.
like they're getting a DreamWorks vibe from it.
Yeah.
From the trailers.
I
I've
definitely-
seen the first 30 minutes, and it's every joke that you've seen there that seems like a DreamWorks joke in the context of the film is not. Like
Got it.
it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
great, but
My dark horses are Born, Snow White, and The Campaign.
Yeah, interesting.
Good. Campaign's funny, but
These are solid, but it's also very all over the place this summer.
I'll tell you what
I have one wild card that no one seems to have is Dark Shadows. It's Johnny Depp movie, teaming with Tim Burton.
It's a good dark horse.
It is a good dark
horse.
horse.
It comes out really
says
early.
dark right in the
That's
title.
next week.
And another one, Rock of Ages. I'm surprised Jeff didn't go
Oh my
for
God!
Rock of Ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
I thought about it. I didn't know what to do
Yeah.
with that movie. I don't know what that is. That
I have no idea.
I don't know what how.
Yeah.
who
no,
goes
that
to
should be a. I
No, you can't.
I
It's
had it
done.
on my list. I
No,
don't know
you
how it
didn't.
didn't make it in my numbers.
what number
Too
would it have been?
bad. Too
In a
bad.
hypothetical
Too
world
bad.
where you didn't do that, what number would
Well,
it
let me
have
just
been?
say the thing I didn't do this year that I do every year is I have some
Pray.
stupid pick that you guys will make fun of that I think is gonna win. So I
Yeah.
didn't do it this year. I always the chick flick, right? I'll tell you what it is this year, and I didn't put it on my list, but I just want to say in case I end up being right. Katy Perry 3D.
I almost put
That's
that in
funny.
the dark
It's
horse.
not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Well, that's it. That's awesome. Now we wait.
Yeah.
Rock of Ages
And
it
now
screws
we
up our
wait.
whole thing. That's the comedy thing. That's the
Really?
It's gonna be like number 6 or something.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know,
We'll
dude.
see,
It
we'll
might.
see.
We'll
Music
see.
comedy.
None of us picked
musical,
Bridesmaids last
Tom
year.
Cruise, massive hit.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
it's an exciting summer. I'm really
Yeah.
excited about it.
And it's already started. All right, everybody, be sure to stick around. We're going to be answering one of your Twitter questions right after this. But first, we want to thank our sponsor, HostGator. HostGator can get your blog or website up and running in just minutes with plans starting at just $3.96 a month. That's $3.96 a month. Cheap. You get 24/7 support, access to a website builder tool with over 4,000 templates. They'll even migrate your current site over to HostGator for free. The servers are powered by wind, which is awesome. 130% powered by wind energy. You get unlimited disk space, unlimited bandwidth, 45-day money-back guarantee, $100 Google AdWord credit to market your site. The list goes on, although that's the end of the list. For TRS viewers, HostGator is offering 25% off your order, or your first month is completely free. Just go to HostGator.com, enter the coupon code Totally Rad Show, all one word, when you check out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stick around. We will see you tomorrow.
Join us tomorrow for our review of The Avengers.
We peruse the Twitters looking for questions sent in with the hashtag TRSQ. Today's is from James M. Gregory at IamSolo3 on the Twitters. He asks, what are your favorite non-popcorn related snack to get at the movies? He says he is a chocolate-covered peanuts kind of guy. I know
Or
you're
a goober.
I am. I'm a goober.
He's a goober.
He's a goober.
I think that implies the inclusion of peanut M&Ms as well.
I don't know
Or-
about that.
or,
because peanut M&Ms are chocolate
What are
and
Reese's
then
Pieces?
Those, they don't
you
have
said-
peanuts.
It's peanut butter. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
that's
he said-
different.
But anyway, no,
I like
goober.
Reese's Pieces.
Goober.
Yeah, I know you're a
I'm a
Raisinette
big
guy.
goober guy and a Raisinette guy, but also they don't have them anymore in most theaters out here.
Oh, yeah.
At Snow Caps.
Yeah,
And when they
because
do,
we
I
got
gotta
some,
get it.
remember, of
Yeah.
Century City. He was
They're
like,
very
snow
messy
caps.
though. Very,
Very
very
messy.
very
Because they're basically just melted chocolate with things. For me, it is sort of baseball games, football games, movies. That is where I like to eat the sort of classic American hot dog.
Oh, that's true.
Love
You're
that.
always getting hot dogs.
Love that.
Mr. Hot Dog.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, if I go to like a barbecue or something, I'm probably going to have a hamburger.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have a hot dog, but meh.
They don't have hamburgers in movie theaters.
They don't have
most of the
hamburgers,
time.
but to be honest, if they did, I'd still get the hot dog.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like that's part of the like going out to see thing. You know what I mean? If they had it at the opera, I'd eat it. Anyway, but then also
What do you eat at
growing
the
up,
opera?
it was Twizzlers from the East Coast. Twizzlers over Red Vines all the time. Though now I have grown an affinity for Red Vines, I would still choose Twizzlers.
When I was a kid, my mom used to let us pick one candy. We'd go. There was a supermarket right next door to the movie theater, and we'd go to the supermarket,
Thrifty.
save a little
Yeah.
cash,
Yeah.
and they had a much wider selection too. So it was win-win.
And way more.
Yeah.
Like the candy that you're consuming, the bag is filled as
Right.
opposed to being half empty.
Yeah. So we were allowed to pick one thing and then go, and then she'd put it in her purse and we go into the thing. And so I would always choose it on a value proposition of like, well,
That's very
I
Jeff.
love Reese's peanut butter cups, but I'm not gonna get that because there's just 2 cups and they're gone, boom, boom.
Right.
So I would get Charleston Chew because it's super long and I felt like more for my money. And I would almost invariably, when I wasn't getting Charleston Chew, get Nerds.
Yes.
Because Nerds last forever.
Love Nerds.
They last forever and they're delicious.
I would actually get peanut chews when I was younger, which I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. It's an
Why
East
doesn't
Coast.
it have a silly title?
It
Is it
does.
just called peanut chews?
Peanut chews. It is
No,
what
no,
it
no,
says.
they're not peanut. It's chocolate covered melted peanut.
Yeah.
I know, but why isn't it called like the Waggly Snake or something?
No, that was
Well,
taken
Charleston
by
too.
Waggly's name.
Yeah.
That's true. But Charleston's an adorable dance.
All right, thank you, Ed. I am Solo 3.